自分ではない誰かのために無限の力を出せる。
Hi everyone, I'm going to react to Demon Slayer episode season 3 episode 8, The Mu in Muichiro. And last episode we had a new demon that showed up with the fight between what's his name, the upper fort, Handegu, and Tanjiro, a new demon form that was basically the combination of all the other demons. And so that fight is still going on. And then Muichiro was able to get out of the prison that he was in thanks to Kotetsu, who basically breathed into the water, and then he took that in and, you know, did his thing. And then you have what's his name, Gyoko, heading into the cabin where what's his name was making the sword, you know, and he was so focused on the sword that he was pissing Gyoko off. So yeah, that's what happened last episode. And before we get into this one, if you guys have my reaction, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and please consider supporting on Patreon at patreon.com/feelingmini. And now let's start this episode. And here we go. You know, I didn't expect I was gonna be emotional about this episode. You know, he came out of the prison, right? And then he had all those spikes in him, and he was taking it out. And then he's like, he felt like he couldn't move, like his movements were sort of like limited and everything. And then you see these demons coming after Kotetsu. And then that's when he started having the flashback, you know. And it started with his father. He said he was a tree cutter or something. You could see in his eyes how much he admired his father. And then the mother was sick. He was taking care of her, and he was telling the mom that the father went out to get the herbs needed to help her, you know. And then you see the father, it was pouring rain, this thunderstorm was happening, and he was out there climbing the mountain. You see the herbs that he needs within his grasp, and then he just fell, you know. When they went into this backstory, usually with all the demon slayers and the Hashiras, the reason why they become demon slayers is because there was some kind of demon attack in their family, something traumatic that happens with the demon. That's what pushes them to become slayers. So when they were telling the story about the mom and the dad, I was like, okay, so clearly a demon's gonna come in, you know. So when the father fell to his death, and then he said that he lost both his parents that day, like, I was shocked because I expected a demon to show up and do something. And then he said, at first he was alone, like when he was 10 years old or something, and then he switched it, and he's like, he felt alone. He was alone when he was 11 years old because he had a twin brother called Muichiro. And immediately the way Muichiro behaves is the way that Muichiro was behaving when he had his memory loss. He was behaving like his older, I don't know who's older, like his brother. And the brother was basically blaming the mom for her death, was blaming the father for her death. He felt like what they did was stupid. And he knew that Muichiro was also this kind-hearted person like his parents were. When you have a family to take care of, especially when it comes to the mom. I'm talking about that scene where he basically blew up uh, Muichiro after Lady, what was her name? The master's wife, after she came in and told them they were descendants of these um swordsmen. They said that had the first breathing. Is the first breathing sun breathing? I'm trying to remember. I feel like it's sun breathing, but I might be wrong. That they were the descendants of that, and then she was basically trying to recruit them, trying to get them to become demon slayers, right? And the brother blew up at Muichiro because Muichiro wanted to be one. And he blew up at him and he basically told him that the mom was sick and he kept telling her to slow down, but the mom didn't. And that's how parents are. No matter how they're feeling, they're gonna do everything they can to take care of their children. So she wasn't gonna let her sickness stop her from doing what she needed to do. And then the father went out there to try to find a cure. And he felt like if the mom had slowed down when he was asking her to, she might have lived. And if the father did not go out there to try to find a cure for something that he felt, he felt these herbs were not going to cure the mom. So he felt like the father did something foolish and that led to his death as well. So when Lady, what's her name, came and then was asking them to become swordsmen, and Muichiro was so gung-ho about doing it, he lost his mom, he lost his dad, he didn't want to lose his brother as well. And he blew up at him, and Muichiro was like, that was the last time that they were speaking to each other. Apart from an incident where the lady came back again and Yuichiro hurled poured water on her or something, and they fought over that. But apart from that, nothing. They weren't speaking to each other. So that night, when that demon came, the way Yuichiro jumped in to save Muichiro, and then he lost his arm, and then something woke up inside of Muichiro, and I'm pretty sure that's when he used the breathing technique and killed the demon. And since he's not used to using the technique, he felt heavy. He made a great effort before he could go back in there. And then when he got back in there and he listened to his brother praying to God that Muichiro will be okay. And Muichiro realized how much his brother cared about him, because he thought that his brother hated him. Because he thought that his brother thought of him as this useless person that couldn't do anything. But that wasn't it. And when he said that the in Muichiro was infinity, and then the switch to Muichiro using his breathing techniques, all these forms, like the way it was animated was so beautiful. Like all the movements, like the mist, like the way it was like animated was just so beautiful to me. So beautiful. And then he saved Kotetsu, and then he went into the cabin. Then he got his sword. When he got his sword, and he said that if like it fit like a glove or something along those lines, I was just so happy for him. And I think his name was Kanamori. I think he's the one that made the sword for him, and Kanamori was saying that he only followed the instructions of the person that made his first sword, and then he remembered that person telling him how he was worried about him, and you know oh no, I was just so emotional at the end there. I wasn't even sure if he actually, when he did that final attack, if he actually cut off Gyoko's head. Then when the brother said he was one of the chosen ones, that he'll make me cry again. He was saying that no matter how a virtuous life you may lead, that the God will not protect you, and that's what I felt like I had to. That broke my heart. And then the music, I feel like it was a combination of everything, like the animation, his voice, Yuichiro's voice speaking about Muichiro, the music, like everything was just, it's a combination of all those things that made me feel so emotional about this. For the sake of someone other than yourself, you can exert infinite strength. Why is this hitting me so hard? You're one of the chosen ones. I feel like this is my favorite episode so far in this season. And from all the Hashiras that we've met, I feel like Muichiro might be my favorite. There's just something about him. Thank you guys for watching, and if you like this reaction, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And if you want to see my reaction to the next episode, you can do so by checking out my Patreon at patreon.com/feelingmini, and you can also see the full length of this reaction there as well. So thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye. Comportement de sorcier, y a pas là dedans, mon ami. T'es carrément sur le côté.